here to tell about Robinson Crusoe. It was the first English literature book written by Daniel Defoe. And here it goes. Robinson Crusoe was a man who went on a sea voyage without asking to his parents because he thought if he asked, then his parents would not even let him step out of his room. He went secretly, and when he went on a ship, he was lost on the water. One day, when he was wandering about from the boat, he fell down and he was lost on the sea. And the sea waves were so high that he was bounced and bounced on the shore so many times. He had got many wounds, but he did not stop. One day, when he was wandering around in the jungle, he saw a sea witch and two prisoners. The sea witch was really ridiculous to look at. He was black, ugly, and really bad. He took out one of the prisoners. Robinson Crusoe thought what he was doing, and he didn't do anything. Then he looked and said what the prisoner was doing. The prisoner was really worried, and he was dying of pain as his hands were cut, and he had many bloods came out from his hand. He was tied with a rope in his hand, and there were many problems. But Robinson Crusoe didn't do anything as the sea witch was not doing anything. He went out and brought a knife. Robinson Crusoe thought what was going on, just stayed down, and he saw that he chopped off his head. When the sea witch went to clean the knife, then Robinson Crusoe got an opportunity to save the other prisoner. But I thought it was very bad that Robinson Crusoe humiliated him by calling his name Friday. He kept his name Friday because he was saved on Friday, but Friday did not say anything. And the story went on like this. Robinson Crusoe was a well-mannered person, but the first word which he taught the sea witch was master. Robinson Crusoe went to his home and saw that his parents were dead. They had suicided because they thought that Robinson Crusoe was lost. It was almost 2 years he went on a voyage, and Robinson Crusoe didn't want to stay in that place anymore. He went to the sea witch's country, but before going there, he thought that they are sea witches and may chop off his head too. He told it to Friday, but Friday told it's okay and he will tell his people what to do. Like this story ended, and I thought Daniel Defoe was a great writer. He had wrote many stories like this. Now about the characters. The main character of this story is Robinson Crusoe, and there are many supporting characters. Some of them are the sea witches, the captain of the ship, and the many more, and his parents. Thank you.
Warm greetings to you all. My name is Shrada Bhandari and I represent Creative Academy. And I'm glad that I've got this opportunity to present myself and the book which I have read recently, and it's by Robin Sharma, Discover Your Destiny. We all know that Robin Sharma is one of the greatest motivational speakers in the present scenario, and not only is a speaker, he is a great writer as well, and he has written several books, and among which I have preferred Discover Your Destiny. And the main character in this book is Sanderson and Julian Mantle, who is the monk who was mentioned by Robin Sharma in his previous book, The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari. The main character, Sanderson, he was really depressed with his life, and it starts with a very disappointing start where he attempts suicide. And but Julian Mantle, he was the monk, and he is a mentor to Sanderson, and he stops or he prevents Sanderson to take that step, because suicide is not the way that controls us from getting anything in our life. So I guess that was the best part I liked about this book, that to make us motivated, to make us feel that we are really something that we can do. We can sacrifice ourselves even to get success in our life. And later on, he teaches 6 main points to Sanderson so that he can believe in him and believe in his life. Those 6 points were really crucial in his life, because those points brought a turning point in his life. Sanderson knew himself, who he was and who he was meant to be. He developed confidence, he developed his ability so that he could show everyone what he possessed. And later on, he tried to understand what life was, what other things happened to him meant for, and that developed him more confidence, that developed the courage to take every step in his life to get success. And Ramin Sharma, not only in his speeches but also in the books, he uses very simple words that are really easy to understand, and it makes us comfortable while reading it. I really felt that I was a part of that book. I was also facing the same situation because I am a student recently and I had to face a lot of challenges. But due to his efforts and good writing skills, I guess I have taken up some motivation from him, that I can also take life as a positive thing. For those who are just really disappointed with their life and who think that they are nothing, they are not really important for their life, and who have just lost faith from themselves, I guess it is really a great book to inspire them, to make them understand about the importance why they have been born in this world. And I guess the way that he presented the life of Sanderson, and the way the monk Julian Mantle, who came as godfather to Sanderson, I guess it was the best part of the book. And I hope that you all will also enjoy the book very much. Thank you so much.
Hello everyone, this is Bishwas Adhikari representing Creative Academy. Well, today in front of you all, I'm going to give a short review on the book I Am Malala. This is the book all representing about a story of a child born in Pakistan. Her name was Malala Yousafzai, and this story contains different type of activities that happened in her life. How she was shot by Taliban, a terrorist group, and how did she struggle for her life, how did she struggle for the women in Pakistan, and what were the consequences that she had to face, and how did she overcome those problems. That's all. That's all in the story. I'm Malala. In that story, in that novel, what I got to know was, in Pakistan mainly, the women still live in practicing some orthodox practices. Mainly the orthodox practices include, like, the woman should not be allowed to go to school, they should be domesticated, they should be at home washing the dishes. That's all. Still those practices are being followed in many countries, and I got to know that in Pakistan as well, the same situation is prevailing. In this story, what happens, a child is born, her name is kept Malala Yousafzai by her father, and her father loves her very much. But in the case, the community is not same. There is a special sort of tradition when a child gets born. The community members come to their home and start giving some money as like a well-wish, we say, as wishing for the long and happy and prosperous life of the children. But when Malala Yousafzai was born, as she was a girl, the money was not given, or very less people were there who were celebrating her birth. It is due to the orthodox practice being followed that woman is related more with curse than a boon to the parents. Slowly she started growing up, and the father of Malala Yousafzai actually was a school principal where the women were taught. But actually it was against the social norms and values of the Pakistani society. So later on, what happened was, the Taliban terrorist group of Pakistan bombed their school. And Malala, she was always against those. She wanted women to be empowered. She wanted to be women as equal as men. So she started raising voice, she started getting engaged in conventions, and she started speaking. That was like watched by Taliban forces, and one day when she was returning back to her home from the school bus, she was shot in her head. But still, due to the luck, let's say luck, because it's very tough to survive after being shot in head, and she was sent to be treated in London. Then a lot of well-wishers were there who supported her, and finally, due to that luck and due to her inner strength, she survived. Then she started, then she had shifted in London, as the book says that she had shifted in London, and there she started empowering the women of Pakistan, and she started giving speeches on different conventions. She had given speech in United Nations, and she started opposing the terrorist groups. And I guess most of us know now who is Malala Yousafzai. The only meaning that she wanted to spread in the world is women should be empowered, women should be as equal as men. They are also humans, they should be able to enjoy every rights that normal humans should. And I guess due to a lot of struggle in her life, she has been able to succeed in the mission of women empowerment. In Pakistan, I guess nowadays when Malala Yousafzai was born until now, the situation is different. The women are empowered, and still she is working on it, she is struggling on it. That's the thing I like the most in this novel, that she's still struggling, not only in her past life, but she's still struggling for getting women empowerment. And one thing, let's get to criticism now. One thing I was a bit dissatisfied with that in the Pakistan, she said directly that the systems, the provisions are not correct. The women in the family are not allowed to do anything. They are completely domesticated. What I feel is, while writing a novel, the whole world reads. So if you write something related to the Pakistani society, that may be offense to the whole country. So that was like, I was a bit disappointed with those points. That it should not have been enlisted. That is what I felt. Otherwise, this book was very nice. It shows how women should need to struggle. It is very inspiring. And of course, women should read it. Women are empowered due to the struggle in the life of Malala Yousafzai in Pakistan. And overall, the book was awesome. I prescribe everyone to read this. You will of course get inspired, and of course you will get to know a lot about Pakistani practices, its natural beauty, scenic beauty of Pakistan, and so on. Thank you.
Hello everyone, it's me Republica Gautam representing Creative Academy, and today I am going to review a novel written by Roald Dahl, and the title of the novel is Charlie's Chocolate Factory. And it goes like this. Once in a village there lived a poor boy. He lived with his 4 grandparents and 2 parents. He was very poor. He used to go to school walking for 1 hour, and he was struggling a lot to go to school, and he could not even get a bar of chocolate. Other children in his school would bring delicious foods and so many chocolates, but he had no money to buy chocolates, so he was struggling. And the only one day he would get chocolate was on his birthday. And once Mr. Wonka, the owner of the chocolate factory, gave offer to children that he would hide 5 tickets in his chocolate bars. The 5 lucky people will be able to visit his factory, not others, with only 1 parents with them. All were there to find the chocolate bar, but Charlie had no money. Once he found money hidden in the snow while he was going to school. He bought 1 bar of chocolate. He ate it, no tickets. He had some money left. He went home. Next day, he heard news that 4 tickets were already found. Last one was left. He bought chocolates with that left money. He got the ticket. He was the luckiest person. He went home. His grandparents stood up after so many years hearing this news. Next day, he and his grandfather went to Mr. Wonka's factory. They roamed around the whole factory. All other children were very naughty. They disappeared in the factory by doing mischievous things. The only last left one was Charlie. Charlie was only the good boy there. Mr. Wonka was very proud of him, and he said to Charlie that when he would be big, he would give his whole factory to him and his whole family. And Charlie was very happy. He thought it was a dream, but it was not. And the whole family went and stayed in that factory, and soon Charlie was the owner of the factory. Thank you.